Hi, I'm Jonathan M0JSX and welcome to Story Time, because tonight we're going to bring you the story of why, as of right now, I am not a member of the ARRL, despite the fact I have been a member of the ARRL for about 6 or so years. So this is the story. So way back in 2018, before I sat my first US exam, knowing that I was about to sit my technician and my general, and go on and pass those exams, I thought it'd be a good idea to probably be a member of the National Society of where these licenses would sit. So I've got a bit more of a vested interest in how any future changes to those licenses may occur. Now, obviously, they have the pressure on the FCC when it comes to licensing. So I signed up to be an ARRL member. Now, for a long time, the ARRL for international members has always charged a surcharge to get a printed copy of QST through the post. Now, that's fair enough. Shipping internationally is quite expensive. If you wanted a digital subscription, well, that would cost you slightly less, but the full-blown membership with international shipping was always going to be slightly more. I don't really have a problem with that, to be honest with you. Makes perfect sense. Now, I am very much a paper magazine person, much prefer to lean back as I read a magazine rather than lean forward at a screen. So I quite like the idea of having QST drop through the letterbox every month. And sure enough, that did happen flawlessly for many years. So let's fast forward to last year, and I get the letter through the post to say that my ARRL subscription is due to expire and would I like to renew it. Now, that letter always comes through a little bit early, so although my subscription wasn't due to end until the end of August, that letter came through in about June, and as soon as it came through the letterbox the same day, I hopped onto the ARRL website in order to renew my subscription for the year. So I did, and that cost me $76 for the year. That included that surcharge in order to continue getting a printed copy of QST. Now, you may remember back in October last year, the ARRL put out some notice to say that members would have to start paying a surcharge to continue getting a paper copy of QST, even domestically. And again, makes perfect sense. It's far more expensive to print something on paper and to post it than it is to just do it via the internet. So again, I don't have a problem with that. The way in which it was administered, I think, could have been better, but hey, we ended up there. What I couldn't work out, though, is as an international member who had already paid a surcharge for the paper copy of QST, whether I had to pay any more money in order to keep getting QST through the post. So I called up the ARRL to find out and was told over the phone that yes, I would have to pay an additional fee, and that additional fee I had to pay was $24. So I did. I was a bit begrudgingly in doing so, to be honest with you, but I did it. I paid my $24. I thought, you know what, it's going to keep it coming through the post. That's absolutely fine. I'll pay the $24. And all was fine. Absolutely everything was okay until February, when QST just stopped turning up for a couple of months. So I got on an email chain with one of the membership representatives, and sure enough, she realised the problem. She saw that there was an issue, and eventually she did fix it. It took a couple of tries. One lot of magazines got lost in the post somewhere, but eventually I did get the magazines that I was owed. During that email conversation, though, I was also told that the $24 that I had paid back in October, I didn't need to have paid, and then that was an error on the ARRL's part, and that she would send me a cheque for the $24. Now that raised a bit of a problem because A, I didn't know quite how to cash a US cheque in the UK, but that didn't matter because B, it didn't turn up anyway. So I was apparently owed $24 that I hadn't seen back. So after about a month or so, I emailed the representative back and said, the cheque's not turned up, but could we actually just deduct this from my membership fee, my renewal fee, when it comes up? Now at this point, I pretty much decided that I'm not going to continue with the paper copy of QST, given how unreliable it's been over the last 6 to 8 months. But, you know, I would like to continue and pay $59, which is the international membership fee, without a paper copy of QST. The reply I got back from the ARRL was, yeah, sure, no problem at all. When the time comes, just let us know. So about a month out of my renewal, I emailed back to say, okay, my renewal is coming up. Can we sort this out? Can you deduct the $24 from my renewal fee? Reply comes back and says, yeah, no problem at all. If you just head into this part of the membership area of the ARRL website, you should be able to just pay it there. So sure enough, I follow the instructions and there is an open sort of pay order in order for me to pay. The only problem is that that order is for $59, which is the full charge, and doesn't mention any mention of the $24 I've already paid, and I was expecting to pay $35. So you can see the problem here. So I email back and say, I can't see that the $24 has been applied to this. Can you tell me what's going on? To which the reply comes back and says, oh, sorry, if you just pay the $59, we'll then refund the $24 afterwards. And at this point, I'm going, no, I'm not going to do that. You've already taken some money that I've paid and that you've not refunded to me. I'm not going to pay you the full amount in order for you to then promise that you're going to send $24 back to me. Not going to entertain that idea. So I leave it and let it run until the last day of my subscription. And I called the ARRL up and I speak to a different member representative than I've been emailing, explain the situation that I've explained to you. And this representative said that she could see this record of this $24, but according to her records, it had been refunded to my Visa card that I had paid on. It hasn't. I went back through, I use Revolut in order to do international transactions just because of the exchange rate. So it gives it really easily, because I don't make many orders in dollars, and it breaks it down by currency. So I could look back through at payments in and out of my account in dollars. There was no record of that $24 coming back to me. And I think I would have seen it anyway, because like a notification to say that something's been refunded or whatever. So I knew that that wasn't the case. But she understood the position I was in. I said, no, I definitely haven't had that $24 back. And that she said that she'd have to go and speak to her manager and that she would be in contact with me this week via email. Well, we're now at the end of this week and I've heard nothing. Now, let me just say off the bat that I actually want to be a member of the ARRL. It's not that I'm being fussy for fussy's sake. I actually support the ARRL in what they want to do. I particularly support them with things like Logbook of the World, which is a free service which is offered internationally, but is actually only paid for by ARRL members. So I absolutely support what they want to do. I support all the training they do and running the VEC. I want to be a part of the ARRL story, but I'm not being shafted for $24. And don't get me wrong, I could pay $59. That's not a problem. It's the principle that money has been taken, not refunded. I've been told it's been refunded when I know it hasn't, and then being promised that it'll be refunded after I make another payment. That just doesn't sit well with me. So hence me making this video. It's not to rant and rave at the fact that the ARRL is a bad organisation, because I don't think it is, but it is to say that at the moment I'm banging my head against a brick wall trying to get this issue sorted, when actually it should be fairly easy just to say, oh yeah, that $24 has been paid, we haven't refunded it, we'll take $35 and that'll be job done. Am I being unreasonable? I don't think I am. Maybe let me know in the comments below. Am I being unreasonable about this situation? As I say, I want to be an ARRL member. This isn't an ARRL bashing video at all, and I don't want it to be. But it's me just saying, if you're watching and you're from the ARRL, please get in contact and please let me get this sorted out, because I don't know what more I can do. Have you had a similar situation with the ARRL or any other organisation? Actually, now I come to think of it, I'm a member of the RSGB as well, and the RSGB is not a perfect organisation, but at least with the RSGB I can pay monthly by direct debit, which is a bit different. Thanks very much for watching. If you've liked this video, there's a button specifically for that. If you haven't, there's another button that seems to work just fine too. And if you haven't already done so, please do click on that subscribe button and click that notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a video. There's another video coming up over here that the algorithm thinks that you might like next. Until next time, 73. Bye-bye.